Let's see if we can fix that angle. Sees us both. There we go. Alright. Hello everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the video. This is my son Sean.
Hello.
Today we are headed to the gun shop and we are going to pick up our new Frontier 9mm carbine rifle to compete together in pistol caliber carbine competition called the ProSteel Challenge.
Wait, they make rifles in 9mm?
Yes, they do. It's called a pistol caliber carbine, and what it is it's a rifle. Looks just like the AR that you've shot. It is an AR chambered in 9mm, and it uses the same magazines as my Glock pistols. So, you saw me putting together the plate carrier for carrying ammo last night.
Yeah.
That has special pouches on it that hold really long Glock magazines. Okay? And they hold between 30 and 33 rounds. We're going to always load our magazines to 30 rounds. That way we are consistent. The other part of that is that's how much a real AR-15 magazine holds. So our practice time will translate into full-size AR-15 rifles if we ever decide to change to a rifle-based sport that's not pistol caliber.
So, these mags for this AR 9mm, are they double stacked like a normal AR mag?
They are Glock mags, so they are a hybrid single stack, double stack. So down the magazine is stacked, double stacked like an AR, but at the top they funnel in together and put only one bullet on the top at a time. So it double stacks for storage, but feeds single stack. That's how all Glock pistol works. We are probably going to build another AR-9 that runs on a Colt magazine instead of a Glock magazine, because the Colt magazines are true double stack and I really like them. But we're going to see how this one works because I'll already have magazines and stuff for it.
Wait, but if it's supposed to work off of a single double hybrid, how would it work off of a double where it feeds
It's a
double?
different gun.
Okay.
We'd have to build, they make them for both. I'm telling you, the one we are getting works off the Glock magazine. They make another design that works off of the Colt magazine, which is a true double stack magazine.
Ah, I did not know that.
So, well, this video, we know you're still there, we're not ignoring you. I thought what would be fun to do was just answer my son's questions about the sport on video. Is that a way you guys get to learn some stuff about the sport too? We're both new to it. You're going to follow us along as we learn how to do this all. Oh, go ahead, man. Sorry, in the gas station. So you're going to follow us along while we both learn to do this. We're going to document it. I'm going there.
That's a really cool car.
Yes, it is. That is a Challenger. So,
I'm guessing that's a very expensive car.
depends. They make a few different types. They're not all super expensive, but it costs about the same as your mom's Charger.
That was very expensive.
Yep. All right. We are going to pause the video while I load up, fill up with gas, and then we will come back. And we're back. Truck full of gas, ready to go. Speaking of, we're sitting at the light here. Okay, good to go. So, what other questions have you got about the sport, kiddo?
Is there any kind of rifle thing that, as long as it's within the 9 cal, that's not allowed?
No. As a matter of fact, they'll even let you shoot a pistol, and it's, like a braced rifle. I don't know if you know what that is, but they came out with a law that said you're allowed to put an arm brace on your pistol. So they are very short rifles. Do you know about short-barreled rifles, the laws on those?
No.
Alright, so a rifle has to have a barrel of at least 16 and a half inches long. Otherwise, it's considered a short-barreled rifle, and you have to pay a special tax stamp to be allowed to have it. Okay? So you got to give the government $200, fill out a bunch of paperwork, and wait to be told that you have permission to own it. Okay?
Why?
Because it was part of some old firearms laws. The NFA, National Firearms Act. When back in the 20s, during the gangsters and all that stuff, a lot of guys were coming home from war and they could get into the mob and stuff, and they could get a hold of hand grenades and Thompson submachine gun stuff. They wreaked a lot of havoc. So they made the National Firearms Act, which is unconstitutional and wrong, but that was their answer to it, was to outlaw the machine guns and hand grenades and explosives and all these arbitrary rules they put in to try and keep people from having access to the scary guns. Kind of like they're trying to ban assault weapons now. They did the same thing with the National Firearms Act, and that got rid of machine guns, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, all that. So, more government bureaucracy and tyranny that we're working on overthrowing, but it'll be a long time before we get rid of that one. But anyway, one of the ways we come back closer to freedom is we got it passed that you could use a brace on your pistol. So you can build a short-barreled rifle without a stock and then put a brace on the back of it that works very similar to a stock but is not a stock, and that's legal. Yeah, yep. Way to go, U.S. government. Makes a lot of sense. But, so, you can use braced pistols in competition. You can use regular rifles in competition. You also don't have to use 9mm. It's pistol caliber. So 9, 40, 45, 357 SIG, anything that is a pistol caliber and won't damage the targets would be acceptable.
So, obviously you can't walk in with your Lapua.
Correct. I cannot shoot ProSteel Challenge with my 338 Lapua, and I would lose really badly if I tried. Also, the bullets for that thing are $5 a round, and you're going to shoot 50 rounds about a stage. Sometimes more, but it's average of about 50 rounds a stage, and we have between 4 and 6 stages in a match. So 200 to 300 rounds of ammunition. 338 Lapua is $5 a round and puts holes in all the targets and is really slow. Right? 9mm is 20 cents a round if you buy it, because it costs me between 17 to 21 cents a round to buy what we use, because we run specifically Fiocchi ammunition for competition, and all of our training stuff that we do. Like when I go to all my classes and when we take you to yours this year, it's all Fiocchi ammunition. My boy Bill Collins, he is a sales rep for Fiocchi, turned me on to the stuff. You guys should check out Fiocchi if you haven't already. Obviously I am not a sponsored shooter or sponsored in any way, so I'm not getting paid to tell you about Fiocchi. I'm just telling you that I like Fiocchi because I never have issues with it. If I have issues when I'm shooting, it's either shooter induced or occasional weapons malfunctions, because that does happen, but I've never had a failed round of Fiocchi, and thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds. Alright, what other questions have you got? I know you're sitting there eating your protein bar breakfast. Speak up so they can hear you.
Whenever you're on a competition, you're allowed to bring whatever kind of gun you want as long as it's within the hand caliber, but are there competitions that aren't within hand caliber?
Not in our sport. We are doing ProSteel Challenge, which is all steel targets, mostly all reactive steel targets, which means they fall over when you hit them, so you know you hit them. And all 9mm, 40, 45, all a pistol caliber carbine. We're working on some new classes, not classes, categories. That's what that you'll be in. I'm gonna start the tactical category. I'll shoot in my armor, use tack gear for carriers, that kind of stuff. That way it translates into what I know and what I like. Then there are guys that are in the all-out competition category. And, well, I take it back. There's not going to be a whole bunch of categories. Paps is one that's running this, and the way he has set it up is there is rifles, and that's it. Or, no, and a pistol. They are going to add a pistol category. But there's going to be a rifle with optics, and a rifle with iron sights, a pistol with optics, and a pistol with iron sights category. You can kind of run it however you want. So, if you want subdivisions in that, we'll have to make up our own, but it won't be official. It will be, you compete with everybody that shows up with a 9mm rifle with an optic or iron sights. Like I said, I'm going to choose to shoot it in my armor and my carrier the way that I know, because it helps me get more experience for running my rifle fighting style, which is what I like.
Wouldn't that make you a lot slower and make you lose?
No, because I shot it last month, my first match. I shot it with my concealment gear. So my concealed carry magazine holster that I use, and was running my shirt over the top of them, having to draw from concealment, and I still came right in the middle of the pack. So,
Besides, it's not all about winning.
Correct.
About having fun and learning.
And learning is the important part. I'm doing this because it's extra repetitions in my skills that I use for my training for rifle fighting,
Yeah.
I don't want to learn bad habits in my rifle fighting because I'm trying to do purely competitive stuff. There are going to be some guys there who are there simply because it's a game, and what they want is to win the game. That's all they're there for, They're not trying to learn. They're not trying to learn fighting. They're trying to learn the game. Not saying they're not trying to learn is unfair. They are trying to get better at the game and to win the game. That is their goal. I want to have fun with my son, bring you up in a competitive shooting sport where you can learn skills and get more comfortable in the firearm stuff. And it's something we can do together. Plus, it gives us the opportunity to make this father-son documentary project for wherever we put it, YouTube, Facebook, whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to look at it when you're older. When we sit down and watch it together and be like, man, look at all the cool stuff we did together. So, what other questions have you got? Anything you don't know or want to know, or think that our audience might want to know about it, or think that you might forget when you're an old man and start getting Alzheimer's and want to be able to tell yourself about it. Or when I'm an old man, I'll get there first.
So does shooting at a competition actually help, if you do it correctly, help develop good habits for when you actually get into a gunfight?
Yes. Shooting competition correctly. Shooting competition at all of any kind could help you if you get into a gunfight. Even if you're not doing some of the stuff the most tactically sound way. You're not going to be some, top tier special operations super guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you will develop confidence in your ability to handle and shoot your firearm. You will develop the ability to shoot under pressure because you'll be running against a timer, and the timer does induce pressure. So you learn to shoot under pressure. You learn to clear malfunctions. You learn to manipulate your firearm. They call it gun handling, proper gun handling techniques, safety, and just repetition. Competitive shooters shoot more rounds than just about any other group of shooters out there because they shoot so much more often. So, not everybody. There's a lot of guys who don't shoot competitively who shoot a whole lot. The training group, the warrior group, like I'm part of, the guys who like to go to training classes and learn how to use their equipment properly and to work on them. We call it software versus hardware. We spend a lot of our money on the software side, training us. Because typically, the weak link in any, let's just call it the machine, you know. The weak link in any machine is the human operator. So if you put together your fighting machine, which is you, your equipment, and your gun, and you're gonna go fight with it, the gun usually isn't what lets you down. The equipment isn't usually what lets you down. Equipment and firearms 99% of the time do what they are supposed to do and don't fail. And when they do, you need to know how to fix them. But most of the time, the problem is with the person. They don't have enough confidence, they don't have enough skill, they don't have enough experience to do what they need to do. So, competitive shooting is a way to increase your skill. It won't help you with tactics a whole lot because that takes training and learning and knowing how to do stuff. But it can help you increase your skills and your shooting skills and your weapon handling skills. So working on reloads, how to properly carry the gun, all of your fundamentals of shooting, sight picture, sight alignment, trigger control, all that stuff. So, well, we're about to the gun shop. You got time for one last question. Anything else you want to know?
Not right now.
Not right now. You got it. I think you got all your questions answered.
For now.
All right. Well, I'm glad we could answer those and make this video together. We're going to stop this one and we'll start a new video to post later about picking out a rifle. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed a little father-son time talking about the competitive shooting. Give you some intro to it. We're going to go pick up our rifle.